Welcome back. It is 6:43. Denver Mayor Michael Hancock is waking up, getting ready to lead the city for 4 more years.
In a surprisingly easier victory than expected, Mayor Hancock beat out challenger Jamie Gillis. Hancock says the voters decided on 4 more years of progress.
Today, Denver is leading the country in good jobs, in quality of life, in lifting people and families up, and supporting our communities and neighborhoods. And we won't stop now.
Reporter Tony Kovaleski joins us in studio with Mayor Hancock.
Mayor Hancock, welcome. Good morning. Did you get to sleep last night?
No sleep whatsoever. I hope I don't look as bad as I feel right now.
So, an 11% victory. Talked to a lot of experts. The Gillis campaign, your campaign, independent people that have looked at these kinds of races forever. Nobody saw this coming. There were many that thought you'd win, but 11 percentage points.
It feels good, and I think as we look at it, and I'm sure we'll continue to dissect and analyze and assess the election, the people voted ultimately, I think, on bread and butter issues, as we talked about last night, Tony. I think at the end of the day, we have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country right now. People are working, and though we have some challenges, I think people voted on those very important issues.
We tried to analyze and, as you said, dissect last night, and I talked to you about some people saying that after that general election, getting 39% of the vote, after 8 years in office, after $2 million, that it may have been a wake-up call for you to energize, and for your base. Maybe your base turned out in greater numbers yesterday.
Yeah, you know,
what do you think?
You see this in runoffs in Denver a lot. You know, you see the base kind of, you know, a lot of people are like, you got this. This is the general election. And we were trying to express to people it's important that we vote. But a lot of people stayed home. A lot of our base stayed home. And I think what happened, what you saw, was the base got activated. We went out, we knocked on a lot of doors, we made a lot of phone calls, we sat down with a lot of people, and we saw our base coming together. Throughout the last 3 weeks, we saw our base begin to gel.
So politically, you faced 3 runoffs. Your first council term in 2003, you win. Your first mayoral election in 2011, you win. And you win last night, 3 for 3. It's a pretty good record.
It's a good record. It feels good. And, you know, you have to understand your electorate, and I trust the people of Denver to always see through a lot of the minutia and noise and to vote, I think, appropriately on the issues. A good friend of mine, and maybe you know Sam Adams, you know, one of our local sports commentators, but a very successful comedian, he called me yesterday and he says, you know, if Tom Brady and the team can have a three-peat, and in sports and teams have three-peat, if we're all Denver, then we have a we-peat. The people came through on this election. It's our we-peat.
Your challenger, Jamie Gillis, talk to me about that concession call. What did she say, and what do you say to her this morning?
You know what? Actually, it was a very brief phone call. She congratulated me on the victory. I congratulated her on a very spirited campaign, and we committed at some point just sitting down, having a cold one, and having a conversation about our city.
So realizing priority 1 maybe tonight might be a little bit of sleep, but once it all settles in, what are you going to do different in that 3rd term for the city of Denver?
Well, at the end of the day, one of the things I've tried to express during the campaign is that we have been focused on developing our strategies going forward. It's about moving and executing on these very important plans, our land use plans, about how we're going to manage growth, how we're going to deal with mobility issues, how we're going to continue to keep this city financially solvent and strong, deal with homelessness, housing. We have those strategies going forward. We're executing them right now. Now it's about expanding them, perfecting them going forward. That's a commitment we have, and sprinkling some new things as we learn going forward, and to stay focused.
So you've talked now about the future of Denver. What about the future for Michael Hancock? And I realize it's really early, but now 3 terms at City Hall, a really strong victory in your final term. We've watched Mayor Hickenlooper go from that side of the park to the other side of the park. Are you going to announce for governor right now?
No, absolutely not. Hey, listen, I've been honored to be elected again as mayor of Denver. That's where my focus is right now. I owe it to the people of Denver, as I said last night, to stay focused, to stay aware, and stay present, and to lead the city. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Michael Hancock, thanks for joining us this morning. Congratulations.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Molly Bryan, you heard it there. He's going to stay focused the next 4 years. It's talking about Denver and moving the city forward.
Yeah. Coming off a strong win. Thank you guys both. Several city council seats, meanwhile, and the clerk and recorder positions are still too close to call. The election results won't become official until June 13th. In the meantime, you can find all the election results right now on the denverchannel.com. We have the most updated numbers posted there.